Welcome to Journaling with Nature, the podcast for those who want to turn curiosity into wonder, a pencil sketch into a rabbit hole of discovery, a moment of stillness into a life full of joy. I'm your host, Bethan Burton. Let's open the pages of our nature journals and explore this world together. Hello, this is episode 156. Thank you for sticking with me through my podcast pause while I took a few weeks off for the rush of International Nature Journaling Week, and also at the same time the Sanford and Surrounds Arts Trail and Open Studio. International Nature Journaling Week was such a fun celebration. We spent time exploring together and sharing journal pages and stories and learning about nature in other parts of the world. We had some journal together sessions where we were on Zoom just working on our projects and chatting and watching the facilitator as they worked on their page. It was a really good experience to hear about what other people were doing and the different things that people are seeing in their nearby nature. I really love the fact that something that's everyday to you can be wildly exotic for me, and also the other way around as well. It's so good to learn about nature in other places. The Open Studio event has also been going well. It's an amazing thing to open your studio and have a whole group of wonderful and interesting and curious people come by into my home and have a chat. It's so good. I feel very happy and very lucky. I've had some great conversations and made some new friends, and now when I walk through my village, I say hello to lots of different people in the community that I've just met. I even met a lovely woman who has a garden that's close to here, and I've walked by this garden for many years, and I've just always been so captivated by the variety of plants and the beauty and the colours and the textures. And the person who created this amazing garden that's pleased me so much for so many years came by the studio, and it was a real thrill to meet the person who created such a beautiful garden. Today is a prompt episode, and I'm going to explain the backstory to this prompt. I was playing a game with my son where we were pretending to be in the Lord of the Rings time, and we were going on an adventure. And we packed up our rations, which were bread and cheese and a carrot, and we had our swords and we had our outfits. Mine was a scarf rearranged as a cloak, and he was dressed all in black. And anyway, we were in the garden, hiding from each other, and I went into the corner of the garden, the literal corner of the garden, and I had the thought, I've never paid attention to this corner. And it's under a tree and it's very shady and not the most obviously interesting place to journal. But it got me thinking that maybe there are stories that are going on in the overlooked corners of our spaces. So I propose to you that for our prompt today that we explore the corners of our environment. And that might be quite literally the corner, and that might be the corner of your home or the corner of your garden if you have one. I find a really surprising number of cool creatures in the corner of my house. We have daddy long-legged spiders and flies and sometimes even crickets and moths there. If you have a garden, go to the parts of the garden that you never go to, behind the compost heap maybe, or against the fence, those neglected places that you never visit. And explore those places with curiosity and your nature journal. If you don't have a garden, see if you can seek out a local green space and take a look at the edges of the park or the corners where the park meets the street, or any place that you think might have been overlooked. Pay it some sustained, compassionate attention, as John Muir would say. What can you notice there? What nature stories are playing out? What can you notice in the place that might have been overlooked or unloved for a while? As always, I would really love to hear what you find. You can email me directly at bethan@journalingwithnature.com, or you can tag me on social media, or you can write a comment below this episode on the Journaling with Nature website. I want to hear about what you find in the corners of your environment. And I'll also do the same for you. I'll explore that corner of my garden and report back. I'm going to turn some of these fortnightly prompts into videos over on YouTube, and I'd love to have you there with me if you'd like to explore the prompts in a visual way as well. If you go to the show notes for this episode, I'll leave a link for my YouTube channel where you can subscribe and follow along. there's already a bunch of videos there, some prompts, some workshops, and some videos from a series I called Creative Play for Nature Journalers, where I just explored different ways to let go and have fun and play and make marks in our journals without worrying about perfectionism or that critical voice that can spoil our fun as creatives. So subscribe to the channel if that sounds good. I plan to have more videos going up there every week. Thank you so much for listening. See you next week.